Welcome to Blue Talks.
Wow. Thank you, everyone. Thank you so much for this opportunity. It is fabulous to be here at the University of Alberta and the Blue Talk stage. All of our friends in the organization, thank you very much, Corey Poirier, for your vision and leading us forward in all of this. This opportunity is a genuine blessing to me. And as graciously introduced by Vinny, the words speak and resonate with me very much so. We've all had a path, right? We recognize that. You've all got a story somewhere. And sometimes those stories hold us back. What I've learned in my life is that if I want to move forward, I have to do it with intention. I've made choices, as has everybody, to be someone who everyone else respects and wants to be like. Well, I spent a lifetime, 57 years, serving other people in that capacity. To do whatever it took. I was that guy. Every company I worked with, from the ground up to management, 12-hour shifts, 14-hour days. Give it all, go home, try to give more, do everything for the family. Compromises would be the word that we look at. But in the power of words, sometimes that becomes a sacrifice that we don't really acknowledge until way later in life. When you sit back and reflect where we're at right now, those stories that we were just mentioning, and we draw back and we look back and we think, I gave up all of this and I did this and what did I get out of it? Maybe there's now resentment building that you didn't lead the life that you wanted to live. And I recognize that in me. I wasn't living my life on my purpose. I was living my life with purpose to help others. But it wasn't intention-filled for me. When I discovered the Living on Purpose program, it moved me, it changed me. And I apologize if these tears, as this emotion flows out of me in the realization and acceptance of the honor to stand here today with you. This is raw. I have been searching for a long time to be able to walk this path, and now I embrace it completely. I am an opportune-based teacher and learner. I've expressed that several times. And now, with new insight and learning, I am engaging in this motivation that came from somewhere. To the people that feed and believe in me, I want to give back so much. And for those people that are looking for this path, please let me be the beacon to show you it is possible to move forward from everything that you thought was horrible to the life of the grace of just being and accepting and letting it flow through you. My walk of living on purpose took me from those corporate structures and giving with nothing in return except here's a paycheck. And that paycheck was never enough. For all the things I wanted to do in life and to be able to help that person who needed more, I would give, which would make me go back home and go, I could give. I thought you were going to get more. I was too, unbeknownst that I've been giving, which made us have to work harder to accommodate that. And my family, for the sacrifices that you have given for me to be here today, are so appreciated. For my friends who have provided that motivation when I wasn't listening, that believed in me and gave me those little gentle nudges, and created opportunities for me to be able to miss a day of work to be here because they're covering for me. The cost I paid, a vacation day, but they're working harder because I'm not there and I feel that. So I want to give it back again in honoring all of you that have taken the time away from your worlds to be here to share with me. We live this life and we get tied to those paths. So I encourage you to, who do you surround yourself with? The Power of Words, another program that I relate with, has given me the ability to cast the spells into my life, to speak the words that I wish to achieve. And in that, applying those words into the concepts of the law of attraction. I speak what I want, and I create that around me. And if I let all those voices of my past, as we just experienced this, flow through me, everything had my foot stuck way in the past. And I'm telling you, way in the past. And being nailed back there had been preventing me from moving forward. And I don't know if you just saw it, but somebody came along and in their spirit energized me, motivated me, gave me direction, confidence, to stand here and release that foot from that hold and proudly walk forward and own this now. I live my life on purpose, directed by choices that I need to feel gratified, fulfilled, full, so that my cup overflows and I can genuinely give, not just because I needed to give, but because I have the abundance and the freedom to do so. In our world, when we get caught in that negative bubble and all that energy of what we hear on radio, social networks and things, there is so much information bombarding us that it's easy to get lost on a rabbit trail. And it's very easy to go back to that place of comfort that you were once in of, well, this is as good as it is. Or is it? What's the dream? What's the vision that powers you? Really? What have you felt inside of you that little piece of, I wish I could do this. I wish I could stand on a stage and empower this voice that I was gifted with and lead and say, take this energy and move forward. The energy captivator. Welcome to my world. I feed symbiotic relationships. And once I catch and make a network connection with somebody, we have so much to share and it flows and we go and we build. But again, that's applying now the law of attraction and engaging the force, the power of those words. And to give you a simple thought on how this all works out, and you can engage it and embrace it and walk your own path now. Living on purpose is just understanding the intent and the direction that you want to follow and live it on purpose and make a choice and follow it, regardless of what happens in the wings. Now, things are going to happen for sure, and it's going to pull you off. You're going to go, well, that wasn't very... What do I do now? Oh, this happened, another motivational setback. Oh, here it is again. But there's that motivational network, right? We're feeding off of it now. We're all tied in. We've created that just in this last few moments of me beginning to speak. I am drawing deeply from you. I look out and I see all these eyes just fixed on me. I can walk across, this is like a great tennis match, right? Here's the net, watch me. That is such a rewarding feeling to have captivated your energy. And it is a gift that I understand puts me in a great power position. And with great power comes great responsibility. And that I own. 100% accountability for the words that come out of my mouth and what I share with you. But I don't know if your receiver's actually turned on correctly. Are we really on the same wave, or are you just kind of hearing what you think you wanted to hear? Because that's the glitch in this system, is that you will always hear it from your perspective, not mine. Until we create the connection. That it's okay to have your past. I don't need to know any details. I appreciate every story that you share. And all that does is solidify that, you and I are equal. Our pain, you pick a pain. Let's talk about heartache. How many of you have ever had heartbreak? Pretty much. How many of you ever told a lie? Oh, come on, there's a few of you who didn't put a hand up. Are you serious? You're not like you. Oh, somewhere you lied to yourself maybe? Yeah, I'm happy. Was I? Okay, a lie is a lie is a lie. Guilt is guilt is guilt. Sin is sin is sin. Doesn't matter the level. And that same thing with emotion. It's just there. Our emotions are the same. There's a list of them. We can go through it. 28 strengths that we all have. Some of them we bring up further. Me, I'm self-confident. It's one of my biggest gifts that I was granted in life and through my parents and upbringing and all the people that I was drawn to. Engage that. Light it in me. What do you need? I'm an opportunity-based teacher and learner. I really don't know what I can share with you or teach you until we get into the conversation so that we can lead down that path. And I'm taking all those words, all that information that I've learned, the law of attraction is bringing it into me now, into this moment. What am I going to do with it? Well, we're going to build. We're going to build a community. We're going to build a network. We're going to tap into the well of wisdom. That's my next stage. where I have 57 years of walking, lived knowledge, experience. And if you do the math on that, that's 20,000 some odd stories I could share with you. I don't have time. I do have the gift of gab, and I like to talk. I like my own voice. In fact, I drive with the radio off, and I do that commentary. Traffic's light today. Weather's coming in. We got a cloud happening. This is great. Oh, look at that guy over there. Just because you can, and you have to enjoy life. Every moment, every opportunity is a place to find joy. As I've heard people share stories, even in the loss of someone new to this planet, you can find joy in the fact that you were blessed with that moment of experience and learning, if you see it that way. And so everything is perspective-based. I can live in that past, or I can look forward to and embrace every joyful thing that I can see. Connect to that energy, because there are people that are seeking to just share with you, to help you move beyond that, nothing's good in my life, this sucks. Well, again, listen to the words you're telling yourself. What do you want? How are you going to drive it forward? There are limiting words that happen in our vocabulary daily. Sometimes, if you're not aware of it, you'll speak them like 800 times before lunch. Don't do this, don't do that. Not happening. No. Don't not no. 3 words that limit all movement forward. And in some cases, you do need to speak one of them. No. No is a complete control. No is the end of all, and I mean it. And it's a complete sentence. It's a complete paragraph. It's a complete novel. And I don't need to tell you why I said no. You should just respect the fact that I have ability to say no. And it's taken me 57 years to learn to say no. I like to say yes, because it makes me feel good. You're my friend now. I said yes to you. I did everything I could for you, but now we need something in return. Can I have this back? No. Oh. Did I just waste all that time and energy building something that I thought was going to be creative and productive? Nah, I learned a lesson. Choose, ask, define better. Where can I share my energy that's going to be received and reciprocated correctly? So listening to what people say, the words that they choose to use, will give you indicators on how to communicate with them. Speak their language. Do unto others as you'd have done unto you. An old book message. That's the first step. Once you realize how they connect with you, treat them the way they treat you. It might wake them up. Oh, I don't like the way you're talking to me. Then don't talk to me that way. I'm just giving it back the way you bounced it. Now then you really need to be strong in conversation, because that just creates an open fire of, what do you mean, perspectives? But it's that power of words. Hey, I know nothing about you. You know nothing about me, and we're going to get into this conversation. I'm going to say words that you can associate with. You call them triggers. I don't know they're triggers. That's just your history. Me, I'm just using words and vocabulary that are fitting into the flow right now. I am avoiding certain words that limit me. I'm avoiding words that I have learned could be triggers to other people. So I walk a large path around them, indicating that I'll step over that line. I'll step over that line. Yeah, watch. Hang on. I'm over here and I got something to say. And I'll own it. Now, in the power of words, words can create instantly and they can destroy instantly. What is your intent? Lead with heart, lead with love, and watch things grow. Nurture it. It's powerful. Taking the opportunity to move from the past, being aware of the words and the people that you associate yourself with, understanding the power of the words you have, because the way that you phrase those words create a feeling in you. That feeling is either going to be positive or negative. Heartbreak, heartache, loss of love. Isn't that painful? We've sat there for years. We've looked back on, oh, that old relationship I had. Remember when this, and oh, I long for, I wish things could be like they were then. You know, it's a funny way that things flow out. If you wish for that, I wish the way things were then, like they were. Nature has a way of repeating itself. So regardless of where you're at now, if you go back to the way they were then with no change, it's going to come out the same way. So where does the change need to happen? There or here? And it's here, and it's that finding that motivation as to why do I want to move forward and make differences in my life? Again, you throw out a line to somebody and say, do you have some wisdom and insight and knowledge? Well, I had this happen once in my life. Well, yours isn't the same as mine. Hang on, wait, we're talking this story over here. This is the feeling, this is the emotion. Yeah, it's the same. But our stories are different. So as long as we get enough time to talk the story out, and I'm limited here now, I've got just under 5 minutes to carry on and share with you that other 57 3/4 of years of life of knowledge. I know people that, time doesn't matter. You're here. I'm going to take it all and keep on going. So here we go. That story, that energy, that feeling that we have, we tie them together on a mutual bond. Now just change the plane and look at it differently. How can I connect with you? I recognize your feeling. Hey, I've been there. I don't need to share my story to build it and overpower yours. Yeah, well, when mine happened, this was bigger. That makes mine worse. I win. At that moment, we both lost because we lost the connection. I became egotistical, etc. And as I was mentioning, my self-confidence, that's one of my biggest strengths in life. But I've also learned that when we apply what we think is our biggest strengths to an extreme, when I think that you really need to see me become this grandeur example of what self-confidence means, there's another side to that, which is overdone. Which then has people sitting there going, wow, that guy's egotistical. He's pretty arrogant. Look at him talk. And without me even knowing that, perhaps that's now the perception that floats in your mind. And that energy cycle that we had of building became stagnant again. So I'm not going to assume anything about you. When you assume, it makes an ass of you and me. Spell it out. It's kind of fun. And I can do that well enough on my own, and I don't need to draw you down to my level. So be aware of the words that you're surrounding yourself with, the people that you're surrounding yourself with. If you want to move forward, you've got to swim in the right pool. Put it into phrase that is positive, that will motivate you. And if you need help with that, there are people that can speak phrases and encourage you to find the right wording to create positivity. Negativity and positivity, it's just what do you want to focus on? Which dragon are you going to feed? And everything can be better. It's natural progression. Even destroying things has to happen sometimes to create better. So we destroy all that old past, let it be, pick up from all that. I think you were taught once upon a time that for every choice you have, you must face the consequences. Thank you for bringing that forward. Now, in the power of words, in my life, what I've looked at is that we were all taught consequence was a negative reaction to a choice. So I changed the word. Anytime I make a choice, I have to look at the products of my choice. Now, those products, if I'm a builder, bricklayer by trade, as a builder, I can take all the rubble that's been back here, all that product of those destroyed and damaged choices, and use them, hone them, shape them, rebuild with those products to build the glorious structure that is now. And that's by choice. Again, surrounding myself with the people that want to see that in me. Choosing and saying it, putting it into words, putting it into action, creating the energy around it, the belief, because that's the power of the law of attraction. And the universe is going to send whatever you're putting out there, it's going to bring it back to you. So when I'm seeking people that want to help me, they're going to come forward and they're going to give me opportunity. And that's the result of thinking the right thoughts, saying the right words, feeling the right energy, and putting it into play. That's the law of attraction. But all of that wraps up into a very interesting little package. You can be supported, lifted, empowered to do all of those things. I could have a financial backer that's got billions of dollars, all the tools and toys, this new AI, the assistants that we have, the contacts that you make. I create powerful connections and I like to use them. I will promote you should you promote me. And as you know, the power of the voice carries. So I create those networks to move forward in my next stage of life. The wisdom well. I know things and I want to share it, but I don't know everything. And what I have learned from all those books that are on my shelf, I've read them, I reviewed them before I came here today. That's shelf help. Until you take that knowledge and put it forward and use it and turn it into actual applied knowledge, then it becomes self-help. And in that, we need one more thing. The key of all of this. Hang on. Look, I did a sideways shift, and now I'm going to step forward. You need to continuously take action. Baby steps, big steps, leaps and bounds, I don't care. But continue to move forward. If you need to, a little lateral movement, it's helpful every now and then to gain and gather, collect. But then step forward again, make motion. If you find yourself with that old analogy, 2 steps forward, 1 step back, sometimes that's the step back just to analyze and realize where you're at, making sure that you're headed in focus. It's not a bad step. In dancing, we do that one quite often. And believe it or not, as a DJ, I don't even dance, but I understand the concept of it. So let me close with this thought. Live your life on purpose. Guide yourself forward. Own it. And if you need help, reach out to me. Live on purpose. Apply the law of attraction. Be aware of the words you speak and who you embrace yourself with and surround yourself with. Choose to speak the words that create love, positivity, growth, and change. Embrace and visualize the change that you seek. Look for it. That's a big thing too, is sometimes we don't actually see the forest through the trees that's right there in front of you. And the blessing of just this moment of opportunity. Taking action, that again is the big key. So I took action. I accepted the invitation. I stand here in front of you today as Paul. Mahal. My friends, welcome into my world. And I appreciate the interaction that we share. And should you need me, feel free to reach out and contact me. Hello, welcome into my world. I walk my walk, I talk my talk, as living example of the law of attraction in action. I'm Paul Brent. Thank you very much for your time.